From gaming to the big screen, bringing Uncharted to life. With the hotly anticipated movie Uncharted hitting cinemas in a few days, PlayStation Productions sat down with Naughty Dog to discuss how they went about taking the concept from game to the big screen. Joined by Uncharted director Ruben Fleischer and lead actor Tom Holland, the team discussed creating something that is very much big-budget Hollywood, whilst ensuring that fans see a true representation of the game they know and love. Fleischer emphasized the importance of the relationship between Nathan Drake, played by Holland, and Mark Wahlberg's Victor Sully Sullivan, and praised the actors for improvising together and having banter on set. Neil Druckmann, the designer, writer, and creative director for the Uncharted games agreed, noting, "It's so cool to hear that your process of improvising and pushing each other's buttons sounds so similar to how Nolan North and Richard McGonagle work like Nate and Sully in the games." Also discussed was the game's influence on the film's fight choreography. While movie audiences favor clear action in hand-to-hand combat scenes, the filmmakers sought to retain the raw, brawl-like nature of gameplay fighting. Holland, well known for his agility and combat chops from his role as Spider-Man in the MCU, revealed that some of the action seen in the fight scenes were lifted straight from the game, so eagle-eyed fans can be on the lookout. The video also shows us some behind-the-scenes footage of Holland and company throwing themselves around with the stuntmen to enact these physically demanding sequences. One sequence that game fans will surely recognize bursts forth from the back of a plane. Fleischer noted, "That's the one that's truly where you just wanted to take a moment that everyone would recognize from the games and then try to bring it to life." Viewers can observe just how this was pulled off in production, allowing for as many practical effects as possible, and really putting Holland through the ringer. Holland, who professed his own love of the game, detailed how he pushed for minor details to make the cut, including the classic Nate finding a clue and flipping it over moment, to lend authenticity to the role, and as a nod to the film's origins. However, he acknowledges that when it comes to big franchise roles, you have to be unapologetic. You can't do it for other people because otherwise you'll end up doing it for the wrong reasons. "I was adamant that I would pay respect and maintain the heart and soul of the character, but to bring this refreshing version of this character that we all know and love to life." If this video is anything to go by, fans of the game will not be disappointed. Tom Holland said stunt work on Uncharted left him black and blue. Say what you will about megastar Tom Holland, no one can accuse him of phoning it in. The Spider-Man actor recently opened up about doing stunt work on his upcoming film Uncharted, and it sounds brutal. Variety spoke with Holland, who plays treasure hunter Nathan Drake, about the level of arduousness required for some of the stunts. "I walked away from every stunt, but I definitely limped from a few," Holland said. "It looked great in the film, so I was happy to take the pounding." The stunt in question involved a chase scene in Barcelona when the actor smashed into some roof tiles. He was left with a black and blue hip from the incident. Holland is no stranger to on-set injuries. Spider-Man: Far From Home was delayed when the actor fell doing parkour around a fountain. Other actors also had some issues with the action-heavy film. Tati Gabrielle plays Joe Braddock in Uncharted, and she hurt her shoulder during a fight scene with Holland. "It didn't hurt at first," Gabrielle told Variety. 2 hours later, I was like, oh wow, my shoulder hurts, I can't really lift it. By that night, I was in excruciating pain, could not move or lift my shoulder at all." Gabrielle said she visited Mark Wahlberg's personal doctor on the set. "He feels around, and he's like, oh babe, you dislocated your shoulder," Gabrielle said. Wahlberg said he didn't have to do as many stunts as his younger co-stars, but that he does recall a difficult scene where Gabrielle beats him up in the movie. "The biggest injury was my ego," Wahlberg said. Regardless of their on-screen animosity, the two became close on set. "We became fast friends before we even started shooting. We got to spend quite a bit of time together. She was probably my favorite to work with in the film," the actor said. "But she's the real deal, so you had to be very careful when shooting those scenes." Holland said he discovered Uncharted after playing the game on PlayStation 4 in his trailer during the filming of Spider-Man: Homecoming, according to Kotaku. One of the luxuries of making these films is that they are made by Sony. One of the luxuries of working for Sony is PlayStation. So all the actors' trailers were outfitted with the best TVs and the latest PlayStations, and one of the games they gave me was Uncharted, Holland said during a Sony CES keynote event. Uncharted hits theaters on February 18. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power trailer sets new record with 257 million views in first day. Amazon Studios has confirmed that the teaser trailer for The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power has set a new Super Bowl record by attracting 257 million views on its first day, per SYFY's report. We'd already presumed that the hype for Amazon's new live-action adaptation of Tolkien's fantasy world would be staggering to behold, but who knew that the reception would set a new record for entertainment promos in the big game? That indeed seems to be the case with the somewhat lackluster first teaser for The Rings of Power, which, according to Amazon's estimates, managed to tally 257 million views within the first 24 hours of its release. That includes via the YouTube platform, where it had racked up nearly 20 million views as of Wednesday morning. For a show that has historically roped in large numbers of people for industry juggernauts like Disney, this is a huge accomplishment for Amazon Studios, and perhaps a reassurance that The Lord of the Rings still retains the kind of popularity it was hoping for when it bought the rights to an adaptation back in 2017. Yukonwa Oho, the chief marketing officer for Prime Video, released the following statement to address the precedents. The response to The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power has been immense. In introducing the upcoming series to viewers, our goal has been to ensure we are positioned at the epicenter of pop culture while remaining true to the Tolkien universe. It's been incredible to see the amazing reaction to each marketing beat that we unveiled over the past month. Since the teaser trailer only ran for 1 minute and didn't spill the beans on anything we didn't already know, it's safe to say that Amazon Studios is preparing fans for a full-length trailer in the upcoming months. The Rings of Power is currently slated for release on September 2. Ruper Grint joins Dave Bautista in M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin. Rupert Grint and Nikki Amuka-Bird are joining Dave Bautista as the stars of M. Night Shyamalan's newest film, Knock at the Cabin, according to Deadline. The film from Universal Pictures isn't expected for release until a year from now, but it already contains a lot of signature elements for a Shyamalan film, such as the horror auteur writing, producing, and directing it himself, and the genre being a thriller. Also similar to The Village director's past works, the finer plot details are a closely guarded secret for the time being. Shyamalan has been enjoying something of a renaissance of his career as of late. 2015's The Visit, 2016's Split, and 2019's Glass were all a hit with either critics or audiences, or both in the case of Split. While that hot streak appeared to have lost steam with last year's Old, which currently holds an overall negative score by both the critical and audience ratings on the review aggregate site Rotten Tomatoes, it was still a box office success, generating a worldwide gross of $90 million against a budget of just $18 million. What's more, Shyamalan has also garnered critical acclaim with his Apple TV Plus series Servant, of which Grint also co-stars, and even won a 2021 Hollywood Critics Award for Best Supporting Actor in a Streaming Series, Drama. The BAFTA-nominated Amuka-Bird has also previously worked with Shyamalan in the film Old. It'll be interesting to see where Shyamalan's career will go next, since he's had a number of hit streaks and miss streaks peppered throughout it. The late 1990s, early 2000s string of films he made included the acclaimed and Academy Award-nominated The Sixth Sense, as well as now classics Unbreakable, Signs, and The Village. But from 2006 to 2013, every single film he made seemed to be a dud and bordering on so bad it's good territory, such as Lady in the Water, The Happening, The Last Airbender, and After Earth. Perhaps Shyamalan's greatest twist won't be an unexpected plot point, but pulling another hit out his bag of tricks when Knock at the Cabin comes to theaters February 3, 2023. Okay, stay tuned to our channel. I'll be providing you with up-to-date reliable movie news. Enjoy!